Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Dougherty, and I'm here today to talk about the value of a second opinion. And I'd like to start with a true story about my 10-year-old son. My son loves baseball. 2 years ago, when he was 8, he was hit by a fastball right in the knee. He crumbled to the ground and was in a great deal of pain. My wife and I scooped him up and rushed him to urgent care. The doctor at this urgent care facility was, and still is, a very good doctor. He's Ivy League educated and has served the community for years. He examined my son. He felt around the knee and watched him walk down the hallway. He prescribed over-the-counter pain relievers, a prescription steroid, and said he would be fine in just a few days. At home, my son felt better with the medicine in his body, but my wife and I still felt unsure. With something as important as the health of your child, we did what any parent would do. We got a second opinion. The next day, we took him to another doctor who did an x-ray and discovered that he had a fractured patella, a broken kneecap. His leg would be immobilized for 8 weeks, but he would recover just fine, which he did. But this doctor did emphasize that if it had gone untreated, it would have affected his ability to walk or run for the rest of his life. Getting a second opinion literally changed the trajectory of my son's life. We weren't mad at the first doctor. He was educated and experienced, but he was also wrong. And when you are responsible for the health and well-being of a child, you get a second opinion. Parents do it every day. But for some reason, when MCPS is responsible for the health, well-being, and education of 160,000 children, we are not getting that second opinion. We are relying on the opinion of one doctor who happens to be an extreme outlier in the field. So today, I urge you to consider a second opinion on the criticality of opening schools and what thresholds are acceptable. The good news is that there is an abundance of second opinions already available to you, from doctors with better credentials and more experience than our local health secretary. We can start with Dr. Fauci, who recently said, if you look at the data, the spread among children and from children is not very big at all. Or Dr. Redfield, head of the CDC, who said, for kids K through 12, one of the safest places that they can be is to remain in school. Or Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of the Brown School of Public Health, who said schools should be the last thing to close and the first to reopen. The list goes on and on. Second, third, and fourth opinions are all in agreement. School is essential, and the children must return to the classroom. And we cannot use the overly restrictive thresholds of a single outlier doctor to dictate when our students return. So today, as you question MCPS staff on reopening, please consider all the second opinions and the growing consensus amongst true experts in the field. A return to school is not only safe, but necessary. And when it comes time to formally vote on this plan, you must either vote no if the plan is tied to those metrics, or conditionally approve, dependent upon MCPS returning with new thresholds or entirely new metrics. The health, well-being, and education of 160,000 children are dependent on